What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
Chris Abacon.
What's going on, everybody?
And Daniel Acevedo.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on? So welcome to Friday's episode. So if you have not already, go back and tune in to Monday and Tuesday are our topics. Wednesday is the discussion. Thursdays, Ask a CISSP. So I should have one up this week. I know I've been talking about it for weeks now. I finally caught up. And then Friday's everything else. So that's what today is. Movies, books, games, all that good stuff. So no, not much cyber in this episode. It's more just talk about how our week went or several weeks because we did not have an episode last week because we were on the other side, the other side of the firewall had a crossover event with the Cyber Coffee Hour. So definitely check that one out. We got to sit down with Dr. Joseph Burton Miller as well as Alfredo Nash and had a really good conversation. Check out their podcast. It's amazing. We hope to do more collaborations with them and others. So check that out in the near future as well. But yeah, hit up all the websites that go by our name. So the main one will be ramcyber.io. But also check out all the social media platforms. The Other Side of the Firewall, The Other Side of the FW, Ask a CISSP, and all the other good stuff. But without further ado, how was your week?
It was pretty good, man. The mashup, the episode with the Cyber Coffee Hour, like we were talking about, that was pretty good. I very much enjoyed that as well. But that day, I also watched my Ravens lose to the Raiders. I was not happy about that. I was like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on right now, but we're going to get right. We play the Cowboys this week. We're going to get right. And look, at the expense of being removed from every episode this week, we play the Bills after that. You know what I mean? And we're going to get right against them. I'm going to be in the house like, hey, no, Buffalo, no, Buffalo. That's what I'm going to be doing in the house.
Oh, no, you've been looking kind of good so far. We always come out the gate strong, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to get right, though. We got to get right. Like, I don't know, man. We 0-2, and I'm not happy about it. But no, I wasn't happy to see that. Watched Penn State. My Penn State boys took care of Kent State last night, 56-0, I think is what it was. So we got on track. Yeah, the game started like the first quarter. It looked like we were going to struggle again, and I was like, "What is going on?" I was like, my NFL team, my college team. I was like, "Am I a jinx? Like, is it me? Like, should I stop watching these games? Like, what's going on?" But no, it was good time. So I'm not going to complain about that. Haven't watched too much TV. I started. So I'll say this. I started playing Madden. I figured something out. Not that I started. I continued playing Madden. I figured something out about this game, right? So I do a lot of, like, I'll take a sorry team and, like, I will bet the farm and I will mortgage the future in draft picks and picking on better talent and whatnot. What I'm noticing is that doesn't matter when you play that game. Like, they seem to think whatever the rating of that team was before you made all those trades and gave up all those draft picks and demolished your salary cap for the next year, like, they don't care who you've added, right? Like, the defense will still be terrible. And I'm like, I got guys, like, it is crazy because, like, I will go and I'll pick a different franchise, like, every so often. And I'm like, I played this player 2 games ago when I was playing with another team, right? And you couldn't pass on them. But when I bring them onto my team, like, all of a sudden they're just standing around looking dumb, letting guys run by them. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why is this the case when they come to my squad? Like, I don't know, man. So, like, I figured it out with Madden. Like, I can't wait for somebody else to get this NFL license. EA, I'm sick of you. Unless you sponsor the show, and then, you know, I'm down. We down. You know. But yeah, Madden's been very annoying to me lately. But I started watching this documentary. I'm longer than usual into my documentary phase now. Usually I get it out of my system a little bit while I watch documentaries. But I started this one that I haven't finished yet called "Stopping the Steal," and it's about the 2020 election. That's very, very interesting because the point of it is it's a lot of people that were internal to the administration at that time, talking about what was going on, like, from election night going forward. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to go forward to January 6th, right? But I haven't gotten that far yet. But it is very interesting for them to say what was happening behind the scenes, right? Like, and I know some of them have been out there to where they've written their books and they've done all that stuff, right? But to hear them talk about some of the stuff that's going on, I'm just like, wow, that's crazy, right? But it's an interesting documentary to me that I plan on finishing today before all the football starts, and we get up on Dallas this afternoon. I'm just putting it out there. All right, so
I'm gonna watch it. I'm watching it because Dallas got blown out.
Look, we just need to run it down their throats. That's all that needs to happen. And like, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. By the time this airs on the Friday, when this airs, if we have lost, you may not see me the next week. You know what I mean? I don't look. We ain't gonna look good. I talked all this mess about the Bills. I made up my own song using their touchdown song. Like I am not. I don't get embarrassed easily, but that would be quite embarrassing for us to just take that L like that and then go into. Actually, I think, are y'all coming to us though? I'm trying to think. We might be going to Buffalo. I can't remember which way it is, but like if we're going to Buffalo, I'm like, it's not cold yet, at least, right? Like it's not crazy cold, but
Yeah.
so we ain't got to deal with that. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week. What about you, Chris?
I mean, pretty light week for me as well. Been really into football and fantasy, right? So fantasy football, we went to, we're going to a system next year where we have a dynasty league. So we carry on our players through. So we're acting pretty much as GMs, trading for picks, things like that. Right. We got to be cognizant of starting, putting rookies on the taxi squad, right? So they sit on the bench for a bit, but you draft based on potential, right? But next year, our league is going to like a 2 or 3 quarterback league with a lot of
that's fun.
It should be fun,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
I made some great, from the advice of one of my friends, I picked up 2 additional quarterbacks in the offseason that are doing great, right? But we're predicted to do great. One of them is Derek Carr, who is absolutely slaying it at this stage right now. I'm like, oh my God. I have him as like my starter right now. Like Derek Carr is unbelievable. And I picked up Sam Darnold, right? Because I'm a Vikings homer. I thought he was going to be great, and he is doing great and we beat the Niners last week, and I was very happy about that. I don't think Minnesota has lost to San Francisco. Like, I don't remember last. We beat them every time. Like every time they came to Minnesota, every time, right? It's one of those like curses, right? That will hopefully continue for the long term. But this week we're playing against Houston, right? Another undefeated team. They're hot. And we'll see, because on the numbers, right? I think I think on ESPN they rank on like offensive, defensive, points allowed, stuff like that. I think at this time, Houston's got Minnesota beat on some metrics, but we'll see what happens in the game. It should be fairly exciting. College-wise, yesterday is Saturday. Minnesota Gophers played against the Iowa Hawkeye. Big rivalry. I mean, like divisional rivalry. Right, but really, Iowa's a lot better. But we showed potential in the first half, right? We caught up, but collapsed second half. So, not really happy about that outlook. But hopefully, it does get better as the season goes on. But college is such a different beast, though. There's so many. I don't know, man. Like
Iowa does that to everybody. Iowa does that to everybody, right? So because I'm a Penn State fan, I pay attention to Big Ten. It's crazy when you face Iowa, because Iowa's always been good on. Iowa puts out good defensive players, guards, and tight ends, right? And the thing with Iowa is that teams that will average like 35 points a game, they go to play Iowa, and the game is like 13-7 if they win. It's crazy. So like, don't use that. It's a weird vortex. Like whenever you play Iowa.
So Iowa is playing Ohio State, I think in 2 weeks. So that's going to be a good like litmus test of how. But Iowa does. Well, they'll do it to them too. Who knows? But yeah, Gophers are 2-2. It is what it is, right? And then on TV side, I haven't been watching a lot of TV, but I've been reading a new book. Let me show it to you guys. It's called Personal MBA. Yeah, it's by Josh Kaufman, right? So that really that comes to time invested into getting it. Like I've had aspirations of getting my MBA, right? But a lot of information is already available, right? The MBA just gets you that discussion, that level of getting together with your fellow peers, networking. I think that's where the MBA provides value. But I think at this point, it might be better off for me to read up on the 12 forms of value, read up on the 5 aspects of a business, right? Do that, and read it as like a summary of this book. I'm about a third of the way through it, and it's actually really awesome. It's easy to read, and it's not there's not a lot like formulas. It's not going to give you all that crap. It gives you business concepts. in like 1 or 2 pages, and it goes over like 277 concepts of business, right? So
Nice.
it's really cool. I'm looking forward to providing a full review at one of the Friday episodes once I'm finished with it. So it's really cool. I don't know. I think at this point in my life, I think getting some entrepreneurial reading, right? Getting caught up on some of that stuff. It's just good in it's just good all around, because I think once you get to at our levels where bringing in business is a huge part of our careers, right? Mm-hmm. I think having that knowledge and being able to talk to the number crunchers that end up deciding if they're going to go use your product or not, being able to talk to them with their language is extremely important. So I think that's from a personal growth standpoint. I think that's self study, right? Because it really MBAs they start next August. I got time, right? If I do want to pursue that, or if I decide to read like a few of these books, I'm like, maybe I don't really need to get one, right? So it's that ROI, self-invest, because at the end of the day, when you're learning something yourself, it's I think you absorb it better, right? Because it.
If you're interested, you write yourself. Go ahead, right? Chat.
Go ahead.
So are you contemplating not pursuing it? Like, I was of the impression that when you pulled the book up, I was like, you've already talked about pursuing your MBA.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was.
I am contemplating not pursuing it. Again, because it is a huge time commitment. Like I can think like 2 years in school again, and it's hybrid. You would have to, be in class every Tuesday or Thursday night, depending on the program, an hour and a half. So that's a big time commitment for 2 years, right? So I'm like, maybe, but I already have a master's degree in management information systems. It's what we do, right? Got that out of the way. Went out while I was active duty. But yeah, it's just one of those, personal things. Or I could, maybe pursue something else like an analytics program, something that would provide like a skill versus something that's I can discuss on the technical side, which might be actually something I pursue instead, right? I'm looking at several programs as well. But on the business end, there's a lot of business books, entrepreneurial books out there. The website, The Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman, he actually has the website. It has 99 business books, and he separates them out by. And I mean, if you read all that stuff, you'll be solid. But it talks about, they've got books on negotiation, got books on managerial finance, right? There's books on sales, marketing, all that stuff, all the good, cool business stuff that's out there, and it's all out there for us as consumers. But like the difficult part is just getting put your heads down and starting to read these books. Right, just from a growth, because that's the hard part. It's like, hey, find some time. It's right there, and do what you got to do, right? So that's what I'm doing there from the personal growth side, and I think it's been book's been easy to read. It's a great book, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And then another thing, we've decided to host a Halloween party at our new apartment here, right? So we're planning that.
Nice.
So that should be fun. It's going to be so like Halloween falls under it's like the last day of October this year, right? The 31st, right? It's that Thursday, and we're like, should we do it the weekend before or after Halloween? Definitely before, because once Halloween's over, it's like it's already
nobody's dressing up after that.
Nobody's
dressing up after
that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got to be. Right. Yeah. So I think as the weeks come, I think starting October, you'll start seeing a bunch of skulls and stuff around here. That's the plan.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's been my personal week. So awesome. Heading over to you, Daniel.
I was going to ask you about the Halloween. So are you guys going to do the couples costumes, or are you going to do separate?
We're not gonna be like a couple, but we're themed. My wife and I are gonna be like Harry Potter themed, right?
Okay.
So that's cool. That's nice.
So we got a dog, so we're gonna dress her up as a little Slytherin.
That's very cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so me, I don't know, 2 weeks. I'm trying to think. I must have done a bunch of stuff. I got a really, really nasty cold this week. I'm finally kind of getting over it a little bit. So I'm glad I was able to make the pod this week, but it just knocked me on my butt. But in between all that, I did a couple of cool things. So for whatever reason, I decided to read Jujutsu Kaisen, because I realized the manga was almost finishing, the manga.
Yeah.
when I was
almost
finishing, binged it, and it's like I got to the end. It's like there's two chapters left, and I was like, oh Jesus! And I don't know how I feel about it. Like it was good. I think the writer and author went a direction and did some things that I kind of wouldn't have done personally, but I think he created an amazing world and characters. I think he did a good job. It's going to stand the test of time. It's very well done. The anime, I'm very, very excited to watch. They adapt all that stuff because there's a lot of cool fighting scenes. And what is it, Mappa? Their animation team is just amazing. And so they're the ones that do that. So it's going to be like eye pleasing, to not use a more stronger word. I had a buddy, he used to live here, and he was a contractor. He went back stateside, and they had a third kid, and he's on parental leave, so they're like, I have a month off. They're like, screw it, let's go back to Japan. And visited our stomping grounds, like free leave. Well, not free because they're dragging 3 kids around.
Right.
So they're saying they have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for real. And it's like, and they've been out here for a couple of weeks, and they're killing it. But he's one of the smartest guys I know. He's done a lot of the cyber technical stuff, like the, blue, red, purple teaming kind of stuff. He knows how to code. He's kind of entrepreneurial as well. And he started doing GPTs, and he's got his own side thing. He's got his own LLC. He was talking to me about it, which is what he talked about and what you did, Ryan, and that podcast he had with, I'm forgetting her name. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Where she talked about small businesses.
Elizabeth?
That was Shauna.
Yes. Shauna Weatherly, yes.
Sure.
And I'm just like, kind of got my brain spinning a lot. So now I'm kind of like looking into like starting my own LLC and just kind of exploring to see what's out there. So what's the website you can sign up for where you can see all the government contracts or like what's out there for bid? And I forgot the name of it right now.
So it's
I'll find it again.
part of the federal marketplace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her company is FedSubK. So she has a lot of really good resources. So I would recommend, like, if that's the route you're going. She has like a roadmap you can go down. Like that's what I'm currently going through.
Yeah. Her website's really cool. Yeah. The way she has it, like, start here. She like that. I really enjoyed it. So just got my brain spinning. So I started doing that stuff. I want to deep dive also, like, I want to reorganize kind of where my desk is facing and like get better lighting for the podcast. I was all over the place these last 2 weeks. Like, started writing more. I finished another like 2 blog posts. I'm up to like 4 now. So I started like researching like where to post and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just going through the grind, but it was enjoyable. So just doing all that kind of stuff. Me and my wife, we finally finished Tokyo Vice.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would highly recommend it. I don't know if it's a Shannon show. Not action, but the acting's really good. The scenes are really good. It's shot in a nice way. Yeah, I enjoyed it. You don't like detective shows? It's a detective show. It's pretty.
I do like detective shows. Let me not say I like detective shows, but I don't want it to be a lot lot like the standing around talking when it's about things.
And that's what it is.
But if it doesn't move the story along, so like I like detective shows. But
yeah, you ever watch True Detective?
I tried to get into it. The first season was Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. I couldn't get.
That's still the best one.
So like a lot of the background stuff they're talking about, like with the marriage falling apart and all that. Like I don't care about that. Like I know it's terrible to say, but get to the detective work and stay on the detective work.
But it builds character development, guys.
I don't need that. Yeah. I don't need it.
Yeah. You're a Michael guy. It's like, give me the
the explosion. I need explosion. Yeah, give me that. You don't have to have any story. Michael Bay's movies don't have any story anymore. It's just stuff blowing up crazily, right? Like that would not blow up if you did that, right? Like how's that explosion?
Yeah, the practical effects are not very practical.
Yeah. But I don't care. I don't care.
And you talked about EA, and this popped up on my feed the other day. They supposedly developed, or they showcasing a text to game creation device. So just like an AI. Did you see it, Ryan?
No, I haven't.
It's a video of it. I would say it's it's insane. It's literally like, it's just like a GPT. You prompt it, you say, hey, create me this, and it develops it in real time. It's probably not fully developed, but what they showcased was insane. Like, honestly, I was like,
very disruptive to devs. Like right now, there's a lot of shedding of headcount. Like if that thing goes full circle. Like the EA, what is it? Tigran is the one, the team that develops Madden. Like,
Yeah.
let them all go.
Cut it out. Yeah.
They'll
but
find
yeah,
they'll find a way to mess it up. They'll find a way to mess it up. It's EA.
And still,
no, on Instagram, but I'll shoot you if I find you. I'll shoot you the thing. It was like pretty. It was really interesting.
yeah. I'm definitely.
It's insane. And yeah. Oh, and then the horrible idea. Someone I wrote was like, oh, I played this mobile game. It's called Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So it's like a League of Legends, like kind of competitive, but for the mobile space. And I didn't play it. I don't know why I downloaded it, but I played it on the train ride. It's like super addictive. And I understand why kids like are addicted to League of Legends. It's super fast paced and it like hits all the endorphins.
I used to play League of Legends pretty heavily back prior.
Yeah,
it was good as well.
Yeah, so it's like a time sink. I was like, I'm gonna delete the game because I don't need more things.
I've done that. Yeah, a lot of rage quits. You know?
Yeah, I was like, it was ridiculous. But yeah, that's pretty much summarizes the last 2 weeks. What did you go into, Ryan?
So a little bit of this and that. So first off, hit up all the websites to go by our name. We now have ramcyber.io. So I did put that together, right? So the domain is up. I got email address. So rwilliams@ramcyber.io. So definitely, if you want to hit me up to ask me questions and things of that nature. And then I put together an offering. I started sending you guys a little bit of information, and now I need to make it palatable, right? Like I got to make it presentable if I want to go forward with it. So I'm learning how carousel works. So carousel is where you basically, it's like social media PowerPoint, where you can flip through the slides, and then there's a formula to it, right? For SEO, it has to be so many words, so many slides, so that way you don't bore people to death, right? It's just like PowerPoint, murder by PowerPoint. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the offering in there and then create that. So just a little bit of business dabbling, so to speak, right? I got Ram Cyber DBA now because the full name of the company is Ram Cyber Consulting and Assessments, LLC. That's a lot. And that's still the name of the company because I wanted to encompass everything, right? I want you to know exactly what you're getting into if you decide to but it doesn't fit well on anything. So when I got the company card, they're like, we can't put that on there. So I had to go get a DBA, right? Doing business as. In Florida, it's called a fictitious name. So our fictitious name is Ram Cyber.
If it's from Florida, right? It's stage name. It's just like strip shows, you gotta have a stage name if you're in Florida.
Yeah. So then I secured that. Then I went to go get the domain, and of course, ramcyber.com was taken. So I was like, I've been seeing a lot of .ios. It's becoming very, very trendy. So I did a little bit of research. Initially, .io was for Indian Ocean, but there's not a lot of companies with the .io, and it's starting to die. So tech companies have kind of taken it over for input-output. It's become kind of the trendy thing to do before IO is officially closed off from everybody else. So I was like, I'll get the IO. So that's what we are now. And my wife was like, I wouldn't go to that. It sounds fake. I was like, well, I can't get .com. So
that's a testament to your teaching your family what to look for, right? Where she was like,
I wouldn't go to that. And I was like, .tech. I want a .tech.
Nah, IO is the way to go. Yeah, I think it's modern.
Yep.
Yeah, so I secured that. Actually, like I don't know if GoDaddy owns all of IOs, but they made me go to GoDaddy, so I went and bought it from them. So all that stuff's starting to come together, solidify. Like I said, my son's about to be on payroll to help me out with posting because I haven't posted the week before last Friday episode still. I just been backlogged, right? Because I have my 9 to 5. Then by night, I'm an entrepreneur now and all that other good stuff. I finally hit a point where I'm at saturation. So I had to enlist Junior into the company, right? So it'd be my first contractor. So get him spun up this weekend and hopefully get the ball rolling from here on out. Anything else? Last business thing. So I have joined initiative, so to speak. So there's a lady, Elizabeth. It's not the Elizabeth not Elizabeth Stevens I had on the show, but Elizabeth. She is a 2-time New York Times best-selling author. She does a lot within the community. She has a huge LinkedIn following, over 250,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Nice.
Her platform is Crown and Quill. So she is basically a writing coach now. So she still writes. She's writing I think she said her third book. But she's also coaching people. She wants 100 Black women to write books in her next cohort and 100 Black men. So I joined the initiative, right? So I wasn't going to tell people I was writing a book because I don't want that type of pressure. But she posted. So
I saw. She put you on blast.
And with a following like hers, like now people know, right? So now it's out there. So my goal is within the next 6 months, because it's a 24-week cohort, to take my idea. So it's supposed to be from blank page to manuscript. So next 6 months, I have my manuscript written, and it'll be under the Ram Cyber LLC, right? So Ram Cyber is funding it and publishing it and all that other good stuff, or however that works out. You can self-publish, or you can go through her, or you can go through a big name. I don't know. It depends if it's any good. But it'll be based upon my interviews on Ask a CISSP. So it's like you're all the different intersections, right? You're a person of color, a veteran, a woman, career switcher. Like here are stories from others to help you along your journey. And then I want one of the first chapters to be my own origin story. Here's my background experience and how I got to where I'm currently at. So that is the goal. So we'll see how it all shakes out. It's going to get done. I just don't know if people want to read. I think so. I think it's an interesting concept, but we will see, right? So like I told her, like let's go ahead and make a bestseller, right? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, all that stuff will be under RAM is the goal for that. So that's all work stuff. So all that's out the way. I managed to still squeeze in time. Balatro has me in a grip hold. That card, that poker roguelike, man, I've been playing that. I still have not beat it yet. I came so close. I came to the last boss, basically. And I lost. I was like, So it's always fun. Win or lose, I always have fun with it. Astrobot, I am probably 60%, 70% done with it. So you have to rescue 300 bots if you want to complete it. And its entirety, I'm at 205. So I'm getting there. But these levels are great. Like, it gives me a lot of Mario 64 vibes, a lot of Banjo-Kazooie vibes. Like, it's a very well put together game. I really am enjoying it. And it uses all of the PS5 tech in the controller. Because it's basically like that. What was it? Astro's Playroom was a tech demo that came with every PS5. So now they made a full-fledged game out of it. And it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend it. And then I started a game called Plucky Squire. So it's right now it's on Game Pass and PSN. I sent it to Shannon. It's a 2D, 3D game. Like, so if you played Mario Odyssey, the last one, where you could flip between the 2D, 3D space, that's the entire game, though. So as you're going through the chapter book as the Plucky Squire, you're able to manipulate the puzzles by changing the words in the book, as well as sometimes you can pop out in the 3D space. So you can leave the book, flip the pages, and grab what you need to grab and stuff like that. So
that's pretty cool.
It looks amazing when you're in the book. It's just the color palette, the style, and all that stuff. When you come out in the 3D, it's also still cool, but like I really like the book sections. And it's a platformer, right? So if you enjoy those type of games, you'll enjoy this. So I'm playing through that very slowly. And then I started Twilight of the Gods. So Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods. It's an animated joint on Netflix. I'm on 5. It's very good. So my episode 5, 8, lots of action, lots of gore. Don't watch it in front of kids or your kids or anybody else's kids.
Even the trailer makes that very well known not to do that, man. Like, it's just blood everywhere.
Well, not just the gore, but it's a lot of adult time in there as well. Like, it's wild. So, but I'm really enjoying that. They're telling a really good story. Again, they're talking about the Acer gods, and they're just jerks. This is the way they are, right? Thor and Odin and all them, just jerks. So I highly recommend it. It's really good. And that's basically it. Oh, and I went to Costco. I shared that with Shannon. I haven't been to Costco in 10 years.
Costco's amazing. I love Costco.
Tell them what you saw. Tell them what you saw.
So, so as soon as you walk through the door, there's a 98-inch Samsung on display.
You bought it?
No. Here's my beef with it, right? My beef with it is that it's So it's the Q80. I've done my research because I was like, man, I kind of like that thing. It looks amazing on the show floor. It's LED backlit though, like edge lit LED. I was like,
Okay.
man, because I'm an OLED guy. I'm like, with an OLED that's like, so that 98 inch. That's why the price was the way it was. So it's priced at $5,000, which is it's still expensive, but for a 100-inch television, that's not bad. But because it was an OLED, it'd be $10,000. So that makes.
Yeah.
I was like, why is it so cheap? Well, that's why. Cheap in quotation
You
marks.
thought that was so cheap? Yeah, I was like, what?
For 100 inch.
Because even my response to you was like, if it's that much in Sam's Club or Costco or whatever, it was, like, how much is it out in the real? I think the real world, right? Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sam's Club. Sam's Club is the one by me. Costco's far out. Yeah, I'm at Sam's Club. It's not that far away. But yeah, so I started looking. I'm like, man, that would be nice, but like my OLED would not like that. So I'm like I'm looking at.
It's like, does he have a say? He or she has a say in all of this.
She has a say. She has a say. It's like you besmirge your eyeballs on that. No, I'm just kidding.
So now my question is, where did you tell her you went when you came home? Then, if she had like, where were you at? Oh, I was just out jogging. You
look like you've been looking at TVs behind my back. So I'm still looking into it. Right? It's just the brightness. It's not very bright. Comparative. Like mine will burn your eyeballs out. It's a QD OLED. I've cut it on at night and like grabbed my eyes before. Like,
it's also it was like a what were you have an 80-inch TV or whatever giant TV you have?
It's only 77. It's only 77.
Yeah, that's why it's burning your eyes.
That should be the minimum in the household, right?
I like 65. I think 65 is a good number.
I need you to man up.
I have a 70. I have a 75 down here in my basement that I can't go above. Like, I know Ryan is like, no, that doesn't matter. Blah blah blah. As big as you can get it, whatever. I'm like, no. Like I don't want it to seem like I'm watching a tennis match when I'm watching something down here. Going like this,
you will adapt. You won't even have to do that.
Eyes of
your aperture, like
I'm trying to look like a fish with
eyeballs on your side.
I'm trying to look like a fish. Or what's his name? Admiral Akbar from Star Wars.
It's a trap.
Eyeballs become this big. I don't like the whole screen.
You got it. All right, listen. But if I ever find one at that size, I'm gonna grab it.
Oh my gosh.
At that price, that size and that price, right?
Yeah.
But so we'll see what the future holds. Put that out. I'm out to the outside. It'll be on my patio.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for me, man. Just trying to get right with all of the company stuff, right? Because I don't know what I don't know. Like, I'm not reading NBA books like Chris over there. So when we start our Abacon, Tynes, Acevedo, Williams consulting, he could be our lead on that one. I sent you the thing. I was like, when we do our collaboration for Ramacon, you'll be in charge of the biz dev, do our joint venture. But yeah, it's just trying to get that down pat, right? So we can start to evolve and do some bigger and better things, like get someone to sponsor or market our podcast. I believe this is
awesome.
A gem. Someone should be our sponsor. It could be you. All right, hit me up, rwilliams at ramcyber.io. Got to keep plugging it. But that's pretty much it for me. Go ahead and land this plane. So definitely continue to tune in throughout the week. Monday, Tuesday, our topics. Wednesday, discussion. Thursdays, Ask CISSP. And then Fridays, everything else, movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Check out our newsletter. We're over 1,600 subs now. So that one should be rolling out on time this week. So my apologies. I have a lost episode and newsletter to push out sometime in the next couple of days. And then hit us up at all of the social medias looking by our name, the other side of the Firewall, the other side of the FW, or Ask CISSP. Hit me up personally. I'm at Right Security Guy. You can find me on LinkedIn. And where can we find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn under Chris Abacon. Last name is spelled Abacon.
And you, Daniel?
I'm on LinkedIn under my name, Daniel Acevedo.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.